Hey guys, it is February 14th of 2021, so happy Valentine's Day to you. Just wanted to brief you kind of over the last couple weeks. Went to get a couple videos going, had some weird corrupted file happen on my cell phone, so we're doing it again now. I'm using a new editor thing over the last couple videos. If you've seen, I believe the last two videos, I brought that in and give it a little extra effect other than these bland videos. So I'm learning as we go. But last couple weeks been super hectic, kind of crazy. As you guys know, I got that load out of Oregon that delivered down in Florida, and there were slide gates. When I delivered that load, it was insane. Nobody knew where they're going, the project, anything. Luckily, I went down there straight directly there and called the agent, told him, hey, I was here, I know it's a Saturday, whatever's going on. They kind of like, all right, wait till Monday, we'll have somebody deliver it. Well, I called the second person that was on the contact, let him know, hey, I'm here. And he's like, well, I'll come out and check out the freight. So he came out, looked at it, said it wasn't his stuff, but see if there's a way I could check in and just drop it off there at the power plant. So drove down there, talked to the guy in the control tower. They let me in. Come to find out, the guy that came and looked at it said it wasn't his freight. I finally, after spending 5.5 hours sitting there trying to figure out where this went, there on the facility, they called me back, and he came out. It was their stuff. It was just somebody that subcontracted under them. And so, yeah, moral of the story, I got it off. And on to the next load. I ended up taking a little palleted load, went up to Jacksonville. I had 2 other loads booked, and I had an ELD malfunction. So I was not happy with Keep Trucking on that at all. They told me their engineering team would have it done in a couple hours. I'd get a result. It's been almost a week now, and I haven't heard a damn thing. So what happened is I took my 34-hour reset, clocked off duty, instead of accidentally driving. I've done it in the past with them and had other drivers tell me, yeah, this is a good way to do it too. But you log out of the app completely, right? And so that way, if you are driving, you stop and it just kicks you as off duty and you start driving again, then it puts you on duty driving as if you were working, instead of going back into personal conveyance and clicking through all that stuff. So I logged out of the app and drove around throughout the day, checked out a couple of beaches and stuff. I've never been to Florida, so I did a little, looking around at some stuff, and got up to I believe it was a Love's, and couldn't find parking. So I drove around a couple times and then ended up parking next to the Scales, and because they had a couple little zones there that they're like, oh yeah, this is our overflow, you can park over there. So I was like, all right, cool. Got there, was going through my logs to get everything caught up for my day. I've been parked there about an hour and a half when I was going through paperwork, and then was like, all right, let's get my logs caught up so that tomorrow we got a fresh start. We can go get this load and get going. Well, I logged into the app and it clocked me in as on duty driving, and then deducted like 15 minutes of my 8 hours. And yeah, for some reason it did that. There was no way for me to, the truck was off, everything. So it was a weird glitch that it had. I reached out to Keep Trucking. They're like, oh, that's really bizarre, really weird. But yeah, it shows that you've been parked, and then all of a sudden, you logged in and all this. So the engineering team will look at it and get back. Well, basically comes down, they don't want liability, it seems like, for a manipulation of log, if it were to ever come back or be audited by the DOT officers. Because nobody's gotten back to me on it, and it literally would have been a simple fix. I know people that have this and run their administrative process themselves, so they're able to go and make corrections, make notations, and that just covers their ass. Well, Keep Trucking, like I said, has not gotten back to me. I love the functionality of it. Just kind of a rule for myself now, and I'm not messing with that thing once I'm logged in. I'll just have to, make a note or sticky note off to the side, always to, do the personal conveyance, click into that if I'm stopped for an X amount of time or whatever. But it was super frustrating. Lost 2 loads because I needed 12 hours of drive time, and I literally had 10 hours on my week left to go on my 70. So yeah, it was a bit frustrating. They're really good paying loads too that would have taken me down to Corpus Christi. I ended up driving down there anyway, saw some friends, got out of Florida because it was over the weekend, and then ran a couple little loads, and found this load over in Scott, Arizona. So I booked it the week before, and it wasn't supposed to pick up until the 15th. But due to all the ice and everything that had been going on, and those kind of the polar vortex, I guess, that came into Texas. Like normally Corpus is pretty warm, and we had temperatures down in like 30s, 47 for a high. It's 19 as of yesterday. So it was really, really odd. So I didn't get to enjoy the beach like I wanted to, but it's cool to meet up with friends because I used to live there. So it was cool to see everybody and all that. So I ended up leaving there because I messaged, the agent and everything, and told him like, hey, the weather's bad. I'm going to go ahead and just head up that direction. And that way the highways wouldn't be closed. I could actually get to this delivery. And then if it took me a little bit, to get down to California, cool. Well, they fought me tooth and nail. They wanted this thing picked up on the 15th and delivered on Wednesday. I'm like, well, with all the weather and what happened up in Dallas, Houston's talking about they haven't had this kind of weather in years, decades. And so wouldn't it be smarter to get out of there as soon as possible? That was just kind of my angle on it. So through it all, he ended up messaging me like, hey, what time can you be there? I told him 4:30. I rolled in right at 4:30 and got this thing loaded. It took 5 minutes. As you guys can see, it's just a tank, little guy. It's only 13 feet long, 8,500 pounds. It's paying $6,500, $3.53 a mile to go from Scott, Louisiana, over to Bakersfield, California. We made great time the last couple days. Super icy. Lots of wrecks. I mean, a lot of beat up equipment, guys. Big thing is slow down. I mean, I had guys, I was doing 65, which was probably even too fast. But I know my limits in this. Approaching vehicles, when to slow down, all that. And I'm from the Northwest, so I'm used to driving on snow and ice. Wasn't chained or anything, but I have traction tires. All the weight from this load, people are asking me, I took pictures and sent it to an Instagram thing, they're asking me why I had it shifted so far forward. And it's basically just to keep the weight over the rear end of that truck. And if I had anything else freight-wise, then I could put it over to the back tandems of the trailer to kind of balance out weight that way. But with all the ice and everything, I wanted as much weight as possible. Kept my fuel cube and everything on the back, my auxiliary tank here, filled with diesel. And then, like I said, all the weight just down on this and whatnot. I mean, I did fine driving, but I had guys in toy haulers, single wheel trucks in the back, not duals. And they were passing me at 80, 85 miles an hour in Texas. And I saw a couple of them rolled over. And, you can't fix stupidity, I guess. They had warning signs, they had police out with their lights on, caution, like road construction signs and stuff up that said slow down. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is like literally black ice. It's a sheet of glass. You get out there, or somebody cuts you off or thinks they can merge, and you're doing, 30, 40 miles an hour faster than them. Yeah, good luck trying to slow that down. So it was a bit of a mess. Florida, I assisted with a fatality wreck that was down there. It had a highway shut down as a head-on side swipe with 2 Ford pickups, and unfortunately one person died. The other person had a broken femur and whatnot. So yeah, it was a bad couple weeks for wrecks. And then last night I assisted with breaking out a window. There's only one state trooper that was there. I didn't see any other EMS or any other tracks, and as I was passing, I could see they had somebody under a blanket out in the middle of the median, and everything from this rollover. And turned out to be 2 sisters that were pregnant. One of them was severely injured, and then their mom was the one that was driving, and she ended up having a deep laceration to her arm, so we had to tourniquet and whatnot. So I had to break out the window in order to get to her. We had to wait for the EMS and fire department to come out and bring the jaws out so that we could cut the roof off and whatnot. And being a former EMT myself, it was just kind of nice to be able to help in those situations. I don't know how everybody does that as a career. It's been a rough couple days just seeing people all hurt and everything, but I'm just glad that I know the skills that I do. So those that have that as a profession, our doctors, our emergency rooms, our EMS, our firefighters, ambulance crews, first responders, police officers, good Samaritans, like God bless you guys. you know, we need more people like that in this world, because literally on these drives there's nobody else pulling over to stop and help these people. So they're worried about keeping themselves warm and not at the, you know, accident at hand or see what was going on. But yeah, so went through a little bit of that, and you know, we got into, I'm in Wilcox, Arizona right now, so about 45 minutes or so southeast, I believe, of Tucson. We'll get into Bakersfield here in the next like 10 hours. We got like another hour on my reset here, and then we'll be good to go for the day. But yeah, I should be delivering this, and hopefully I can get back up to Idaho the 19th. This Friday I got an appointment set up for my TWIC card. Super stoked for that, because there's so many loads in the ports that I am missing, and it's only going to be a longer duration of time to get TWIC cards and stuff, because they're telling me it's 6 to 8 weeks to process and do all that before I'd get it in the mail. So it's quite the wait time. So I figured, hey, rather do it sooner than later. Hopefully I'll get it here in the next like month or so, and be able to pick up those loads down in the port. So but other than that, I mean, the truck has been doing great. We just I believe we just cleared 40,000 miles on this thing. Let me look and see here. Yeah, I'm at 40,657 miles. I think it's on its like 6th oil change, 7th oil change, something like that. And we've been doing them in between 7,500 and 14,000 miles. Fuel filters every oil change or every other oil change, just depending on when the percentage life, or if it seems to be acting like it's getting laggy because it's getting clogged up or whatever, which we haven't really had. There's one, it was just cold out, I'm pretty sure, and caught it before, you know, pre-gel and all that, got some cetane added to it, and all that good stuff. But yeah, other than that, the truck's been doing great. Seems like the more miles we put on it, the smoother this thing. With the transmission, maybe it's just the break-in period or whatever, but it doesn't shift as hard as it did when I first got it. I'm gonna, when I get home, we're gonna have them do the brakes, look at that stuff and whatnot, and because I think the brakes on the truck are, I don't know, I see myself having to either apply more to the trailer so that it grabs sooner than the truck, which was probably an error maybe on my part, not having it calibrated or set up properly to work in sequence together. So we'll check and see the status on the brakes. I know when I power wash it off, this has all disc brake set up on it, but you know, I'll go in between the on the wheels here, spray down in there, and it's nothing but just, you know, brake dust and everything. So I'm gonna have them look at that, check the rotors, and the alignment again on it seems a little off. Haven't hit anything super hard, but driving over snow and kind of some weird stuff last, I don't know, a couple weeks, probably is a good thing to get checked out. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's all I have really to report. You know, super stoked. This is going very, very well. You know, just super blessed that we're out here able to get it done. I'll load up some of those crash pictures and stuff at the end of this, so you guys can kind of see, you know, what I went through. Also, you can find me, I believe it's Flid Transport on Instagram. We started doing some kind of pictures, updates, some scenery stuff, just more day-to-day type of things, over trying to produce videos every single day, because sometimes it's, I got 3 days of driving, there's not much to talk about. So yeah, check out the Instagram. If you guys need help finding it, I'll see if there's how I can put a link or something in the description below here to get you guys over there. But yeah, if not, it should be Flid Transport. I think it's Flid Transport 208. I should have known this before I did this video, but anyway, if you do that, check that out, tell your friends about it, like, share, comment, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys, and you have a great and safe day. Thank you.